What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss Chris Curtis's upcoming bout against Rodolfo Vieira in a few days. But before we get into it, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to continue getting more MMA content. All right, so we got Chris Curtis, guys, the action man, King Petty. He's on a 7-fight win streak, a 2-fight win streak since joining the UFC. He's looked really good against Phil Hawes, Brendan Allen. He looked really hesitant, almost kind of seemed like the lights were getting to him a little bit. But once he was able to pull the trigger, he put them both out, So he's able to stay patient, to handle the moment well and keep himself collected, even though it seemed like at first it was kind of a little too much for him. And he didn't really know where to do and where to start. But he was able to find it, and find that success. Now he's done it 2 times in a row. He's got that confidence that he belongs. He's even said it himself. I belong. This is me. This is my time. And I'm very excited to see what, he has to offer going forward. He's 34 years old, right in his prime. And he's kind of one of those guys where, he's kind of getting a late start within his UFC career, but he's been around and fought top guys like Ray Cooper, Magomed Karamov. He's beat guys like Andre Fialho. I mean, he's really been out there and has fought really tough competition throughout his career. So even though he's just now making it to these upper echelon guys, it's not like he hasn't been fighting them already. He's had main events against Bilal Muhammad outside the UFC. So seeing him blossom into what he is right now is very, very fascinating, very exciting. I love to see this matchup too coming forward against Rodolfo, the black belt Vieira, right? And Chris is very self-aware, and that's one thing I like about him, about what he's coming up against in Rodolfo, right? You got a guy, Vieira, who is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wizard. I mean, he's won numerous ADCC titles. His nickname is the black belt. Like, he scares people. He's only had 3 or 4 fights within the UFC. He's been very inactive. He's even had a devastating loss against Fluffy Hernandez, and the hype's still real. Like, the hype is still behind him. So he's only 32 years old. He's definitely still in his prime. The problem what has seemed to be so far is his gas tank, right? He gassed out against Fluffy once he couldn't get the early stoppage. Then Fluffy turned it around and subbed him. But he's been able to come back, and he's got a victory himself against Dustin Stolfus. And he was able to get it done into the 3rd round. So he was able to keep his cardio, keep himself composed, kind of mix up the game a little bit, and still take home the victory. So he has responded with adversity well so far in his career in Vieira. So moving forward, Chris Curtis already basically put out the fight, like what he has to do to win. Keep Rodolfo away from him for the 1st round. Don't get subbed early. Capitalize later on, round 2. I think he said he wants to get a 2nd round knockout. That might not be the case. I think Vieira is now fully aware of his gas tank issues and might, pace himself a little better, and that's what I'm expecting to see out of Vieira. If he does go out guns blazing again, I do expect Curtis to be able to keep himself alive long enough for the gas tank to deplete on Rodolfo. Gun to my head, I think that if this fight does last more than 5 minutes, I think Curtis is going to get it done. But I'm very interested to see what Rodolfo Vieira has been able to put together with all this time off. And, he did lose his last 2 grappling bouts. So maybe he is spending a lot of time working on his striking and his cardio rather than his grappling, because it's starting to show in his grappling. He's lost his last 2 grappling matches, and that can be a case of him focusing more on all of his game, all the levels of his games, and maybe, we will see a more complete Rodolfo Vieira coming into this matchup. I'm excited to see, But gun to my head, I think Chris Curtis is going to get it done. I think he's the better mixed martial artist. I think he's going to be able to keep himself alive long enough to work his game plan. I think his hands, I think that he's going to be able to find the mark on Vieira, but who knows? Like, that's what he's got to do, and if Vieira can get him down and get him down early, who knows? We might be seeing Chris Curtis go to sleep. Guys, tell me what you guys think in the comment section, what you guys think about this matchup. I'm very excited to see Chris, the action man Curtis, going against Rodolfo, the black belt Vieira. Super awesome matchup. Let's fucking go, fight fans. Mr. Mustache MMA News, out.